Okay, welcome to Istra in Guard. I'm going to discuss here the Auto-win mode. As discussed earlier, let me find the pen. There is a list in the monster box for all the enemies, and they have a certain star. So what I did was make a list of all the enemies. So from Armored Zook to Waste Prowler in the bottom. And the things that are not there, so for Broken Pro Soldier there is no 1-star version, there's no 4-star version for example. There's only 2 and 3. What you do is every time you defeat an enemy, so for example here, the Stone Hunter, which I defeated. Every time you defeat an enemy, you tick off the cell in the below table on the star printed in the index, so roughly chapter, but not exactly. Then in exploration mode, if you drew a skull chip and if you have at least the X amount of purple cubes on the field event for the node that you arrived on. And so if you would draw a 3 skull, it would only apply if you had 3 purple cubes, 2 skull, 2 purple cubes, 1 skull, 1 purple cube. If you don't have enough purple cubes, then that doesn't apply and you have to battle normally. So if you have at least X purple cubes on the field event for the node that you traveled on, and if the enemies you would have set up are already ticked off in the table below, then you can choose to directly reap the rewards for those enemies instead, by discarding 1 purple cube per such battle, also known as Auto-win. It's also recommended for more player agency to play with a top field field event card open. So say that I'm running around SFR and I encounter Full Moon Scout and a Stone Hunter. That means at some node I draw 2 skull, and the 2 skull in the index says that I have to set up a Full Moon Scout and a Stone Hunter. In that case, I can just auto-win it if I have enough purple cubes. Then I just discard a purple cube and draw and I flip the cards without setting up anything. That would save you a lot of time. Plus, you wouldn't be, you wouldn't burn out on the game, so that would make it much easier. If, however, you are on a node and you draw 1 skull and a Seer Acolyte has to be set up and you haven't defeated it yet, then you have to battle it normally, but after you battle it, you tick it off. And for future chapters, then it only works. So if you have, for example, Stone Hunter 2, defeated it twice, 1 in chapter 1 and 1 in chapter 2, for example, then you can also select the rewards for chapter for the 1-star version. I'm not really a fan of that. There was some discussion on the Discord that for metal fragments, for example, or feather in chapter 4, feathers are more rare than in chapter 3. And if you want to how do you say, buff up Alec, then he needs feathers for certain items. but feathers are hard to find, and then the proposed fix would be to instead take the 3-star reward immediately. So the administration part of this is, for me, it is because I like checkboxes and achievement sheets and so on, so I can just tick off everything here, and that feels nice. But some people are against this and find it too much work, and instead they propose to go through the nodes and just count every 4th node. You multiply the rewards by 4 that you find in by defeating those enemies at the 4th node, and the first 3 then it's as normal. I mean, I think it's very impractical to count up to 4 every time, especially when you are have to break off the game. And this way you can just set up the game and continue on with your Gregory and Alec campaign. And of course, for other guard pairs, you need to set it up again. But the multiply things are all the same, so it should be in the printout, of course. So you can download this from my site on the G drive. So yeah, that will speed up the game a lot, and at least by half. So, and if you also use the fast travel, then you can also immediately teleport back to the city, and these are so what was discussed earlier. There is a list that I made for the loot with pointers to where to harvest them, where to farm for monsters. So that I think improves the game greatly. It makes it more dynamic. So I hope you like this, and you can also say, well, just going to grind until I'm old and grey. That would be the alternative. So yeah, so that's what I put in the rulebook. So, and also the banking of black chips that are not used. That is something that I highly recommend. Fast travel to any visit the city, the cost of 1 purple. So here in story mode, fast travel to any city for free. And the auto-win if number of enemies is smaller than or equal to purple cubes, and enemy level is smaller or equal to enemy already defeated. Yeah, and and you can skip the combat by spending 1 AP. You can swap items from your backpack to the battle thing for 1 AP, and these make the game much more interesting and less, yeah, grindy. So well, you can consider it, and I'm not sure which of the things will be implemented officially, but I'm very happy with my mods. You can also argue that it's not Isofarian Guard anymore, but you still have to defeat all the same enemies. The challenges there are just the same. It's just much more like a video game. So, bye.